Welcome to Jam Wooly. I'm just a Mima. Are you dealing with family issues? Blended family, maybe? Have you had weight loss? Addictions? Is it a family member? Is it yourself? How about childhood trauma? I think we all deal with that a little bit. Anyways, this is my world. This is my rodeo. Come along with it. I think you'll enjoy it. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe I'll scare the crap out of you. My world, my rodeo. Like, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you along for the ride. So Christmas is a trigger warning for me. It triggers childhood trauma for me. I never have any good memories around Christmas as a child, or Easter for that matter. I found out a couple of years ago through counseling that this is why I overdo Christmas, is to make sure that all the kids in my family and all the people in my family feel special, feel wanted, and feel equal. When I was growing up, I never felt that way in my home. I remember one particular Christmas that I was very excited. I was really young. I was about 5 or 6, and I came downstairs and there's presents under the tree. There was a couple, and everybody got a present except me. So I'm the youngest of 4, and I never received a present that year. And my dad came out and he took the name off of my brother's present, the tag, and put my name on it. I was a little confused about it, but I was a kid. I didn't know any difference till years later. And I opened that up, and it was a remote control car. It was a yellow truck, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And it was the yellow truck that my brother had asked for. Long story short, I played with it for a little bit, but I knew how much he wanted it, so I did give it to him, and I received nothing. When I asked my mother about it years ago, she said that she couldn't remember everybody. Now, all the kids got 1 or 2 gifts each, and she couldn't remember about me, which is fine. Like, I've learned to love myself, and I've learned, I learned that I should forgive my mother. I'm just having a hard time go at it. So I've learned that everything that happens when you're a kid affects you, even as an adult. It's been really hard going through all of those childhood memories, but Christmas is a real trigger for me. I try my hardest to feel happy and satisfied, but the pain goes so deep. This year I have a hard time even buying for my mom, even though I always do, and I take care of her really well. I'm having a hard time buying for her. I will, but it's a week till Christmas and I'm struggling. Childhood trauma, what I've learned over the years, because I've been taking a lot of counseling, is the things that happen to you as a child, when you become an adult, you either go 2 ways. You either go the same way as your parents treated you, or you go the exact opposite and fight the urges. Now, the path I've taken is the exact opposite of my parents. My mother lives in squalor. I provide the best I can for her, but she's not happy. She's not happy unless she lives that way. I put her in the best home that money could buy in my area, and she lasted 3 months before she wanted to go back. So some people, that's the path she chose as her adult path. I've chosen completely different. I've raised my children to be delicate. I've raised my kids to have form and to be kind to one another, love each other equally. Now, do they do it? I think they do it the best they possibly can, and their kids will choose their own path. My mother always used to say to me that my aunt didn't like girls. She only favored boys. But I think that was my mother's feelings. When my sister was 15, she got shipped out to my grandparents' house. when I was 15, I got engaged to my first husband. And my parents were promised a big dowry, which is money for my hand. My family was very poor, so that meant a lot to them. And when I was sat down and said, like, this would mean a lot to us, then that's what happened. I got married. But I have a lot of childhood trauma that I work around. So back to a couple of years ago, I always wondered why Christmas was so important to me, and my gift is to get and give to my children and my grandchildren. I have 9 in total, 10 including my sons. I've never met him though. That's a whole different ball of wax. But I make sure that everybody has the same amount of gifts. I make sure that everybody is wowed. Like, Mima, Santa comes to your house so big. It's not for them. It's for me, because I always wanted as a child to feel loved and cared for and equal. And I always wanted to feel special as a child. And I'm now 49, almost 50, and I still don't feel that with my mother. I've never been hugged. I've never been I love you, said I love you. It's what can you do for me? Now my mother's getting old. She's 77, and she won't change. She thinks she's always in the right, which is fine. That's the path she chose. It's not the path I've chosen. I've put my heart out there and my love out there for my children. My middle son has decided that he doesn't want anything to do with me. That's his decision. That's his path. He's an adult, right? When you get involved with other people, that's what happens. And jealousy is not an emotion that I will ever have in my world, because it's an evil one. And unfortunately, they surround themselves with that. It's his path. It's up to him, whatever path he's taken, right? You can't change an adult's path, right? Someday I hope that he comes back to me. I've done nothing wrong. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. It's not just a delusion in my mind that I've done nothing wrong. Again, whole other story behind that one. But yeah, so Christmas is coming up. I'm going to make sure everybody has a good time. And I'll think about my past. Push it deep. Push it deep. Is it healthy? Probably not. Absolutely not. But it's the way I get through Christmas. And that's what happens.